Good morning and welcome back to Faith Cure YouTube channel. And this is a video regarding TCM acupuncture and the education. I have released two videos in Tamil regarding the HUANG Di Nei Jing. Now we are looking into the HUANG Di Nei Jing's theoretical structure. We are having a view of the theoretical structure. So Yin and Yang and the five elements have been given in Suwen, the question and answer in the Yellow Empire. That is in the chapter 4, 5, and 6. So what does Suwen says in chapter 4, 5, and 6? What is that? What is the structure of it? So when you go into the deep Yellow Empire theory or the theory of Yellow Empire, it's mostly questions. It's mostly questions and answers. So the first thing, destructive words in the golden chest. The chapter title says it's destructive words in the golden chest. That's what the chapter 4 says. So what is the destructive word of the golden chest says about? And what is about the yin and yang there? How it is associated with yin and yang? That's what we look into that. And the next chapter, that is chapter 5, the great theory on yin and yang corresponding to the nature. See, you hear this word nature because nature is the vital source or the vital energy of all energies. So nature. And this was the content which was given in chapter 5, and it was explained. The question and answers were given, a lot of things were there, understanding was brought. And next chapter says, okay, we have gone into the nature, the correspondence. What is the chapter? The separation and combination of yin and yang. The separation and combination of yin and yang. So what is the separation and what is the combination of yin and yang? This was the first theory structure. The next, Zhang Xiang theory. Zhang Xiang theory. That is called Zhang Fu, which is mentioned in the chapter of Suwen 8, 9, and 11. So you have to see the chapter. The Su Ling Shu and Suwen are the most important aspects. So when you say Suwen, it's in the chapter 8, 9, and 11. The Song Fu, as well as in the Ling Shu, you can see in the chapter 2, 17, 21, 29, 33, 54, 56, and 80. You see a lot of chapters in Ling Shu saying about the Zhang Xiang theory. That's Zhang Fu, I say. So this is what it says. So understanding the Zhang Fu here, and again when we go to the next, the Jing Qi or the Xing energy, we call it Jing Qi, which is speaking about the Shen, that is mind, heart. In Ling Shu, see, we don't see this in Suwen. We see because it's mostly related in Ling Shu. You see in chapter 8, 18, 30, 36, 47, and 71. So these are the two major books in TCM acupuncture, so that you get the basics right, understand the content or the base fundamental of acupuncture. It is not you just know points, you treat for the disease or you diagnose them. You have to know the fundamental, right? That's what I say. When we go again to the meridian and the collaterals, again the Ling Shu chapter, you see a lot of Ling Shu chapters coming here. That's what I say. These two books are very essential and important for you to read a lot to understand the basis well done. Lingshu and Suen. Only in Suen you see in the chapter 60 will be there. But in Lingshu, you can see in chapter 10, 16, 17, 21, 38, 51, and 78 will be giving the structure of it. Just I'm giving you an overlook of it so that you can go just look into these chapters, read it, understand it yourself. Again, causes and mechanism of disease. What are the causes and mechanism of a disease? Again, Suen says in chapter 3, see what a beautiful saying in chapter 3, 19, 39 and 74. So I don't want to read everything. I just want to give you certain things so that you are aware, you can understand. So what chapter 3 says, what is that having, what is the content in it, what is the explanation given in it. So I'm having an idea of conducting the entire process, classes or examples of the Yellow Empire in Tamil, the entire 81 sessions. And if people are willing to follow me and watch the English, because there is a lot of English videos, but still, I thought of providing an English video in my style and providing people the basis or the fundamental of the thing. So, generative chi, how the chi gets generated, communication with nature. This is what the chapter 3 says in the Su. The Suen says causes and mechanism of disease, and this Suen chapter starts with generating chi. How is the energy being generated? How it's going to communicate with the nature? How your energy is going to protect yourself from the nature, or how it is going to observe the nature's ability or the essence from the nature and give it to your body? How it is going to generate your energy? So if you find it cold, you find it hard to get up and move around. You find it hard to move around very fast. That's how we say how you go about things and how you get things done. So when we say this, that's the cause of the disease. So the next thing is disease and syndromes. When you say syndromes and disease, you look at it. I look into it like heat disease, which is said in chapter 31 in Suen and in Lingshu in chapter 61. These two chapters, Suen, sorry, another one chapter called 33 is 31, 33 and Suen, and Lingshu's just chapter 61 says about heat diseases. What is disease? What is heat disease specifically? And when again I go about cough, the cough says in Suen, the chapter 38 gives a very clear indication about the cough. And pain, again, we say a lot of pain, we say pain management, pain thing. What is pain? In 39 in Suen it's giving, and Lingshu in the chapter 53 about pain, the explanation is given perfectly. I'm going to conduct these classes. I'm just giving you the outline, the introduction, where we find informations about the fundamental of acupuncture. Again, when we speak about wind, we see Suen in chapter 42 says about the wind, and wind, what type of wind it is, everything says. So this is how you get information. So what is Bai syndrome? Again, you see in chapter Suen 43. I'd like to see that what is Bai syndrome, because when people say Bai syndrome, oh, what is this? It says something wonderful. 43 says great things of Suen's. The book Suen is a wonderful book which is very hard to understand, and major of the writings or major of the concepts are taken from these two books to write an acupuncture. Without these two books, no one can write an acupuncture book or no one can be an acupuncturist. That's what we say. So what 43 has got to say about the Suen here, that's what is very important, because see, we see this word by syndromes and we can get what is by syndrome here. We say syndrome is indication, it's the lowest, it's going down, it's Down syndrome. We see a lot of Down syndrome children go. We see a lot of syndromes happening in our modern days. Like we can hear this word syndromes. We see a lot of children having this type of syndromic problems. That's the problem. What is said about So, what is the syndrome going to say about, and what is the syndrome saying? Let me read about it. The yellow empire is asking a question. How is the independent development? How is the development of a child? The combination of wind, cold, and damp chi can cause impediment syndrome. Impediment syndrome. So this is what I'm saying. The combination, the collection, or the thing of wind, cold, dampness creates this downfall. The wind will blow the heat. The cold will compress the function. The damp will accumulate the chi. This is what is going to happen. This is what the empire, the chapter 43 says about. So what is caused by dominating the wind, caused by cold and painful one? When caused by the domination, damp is fixed one. So when a pain is constant or very painful in a particular area, it's called cold. And if it's migrating, it's called wind. And if it's fixed and dominating, it's called damp. This is a type of syndrome also when you see in a pain or in a case of pain issues. So how you're going to see it, migratory, it's going from one place to other place. It's cause of wind. It's a very painful one it's very caused by cold, painful one. When caused by dampness, it's fixed one. It's a fixed one. It's dominated by the fixed portion. So this is what the chapter 43 says. There are 5 types of impediment diseases. What are they? What are the 5 types of diseases? Syndrome occurs in winter. When it's cold, syndrome occurs because you see the trees are fresh, greeny, grassy, and healthy. When it's getting cold, you see the leaves get withered, faded, and fall down. It's just like that. Winter. So it's going to be like this. The syndrome occurs in winter in the term bone. You see, when the bone becomes cold, when the bone is going to get coldness, it's going to wither, fall down, and it is not going to move. In spring, see, you have to understand the climatic conditions when you treat a patient. Winter, it's bones. During spring, it's the snooze. And now you understand what is the problem. And during summer, it is the vessels. And late summer, it relates to muscles. And if it's autumn, it's related to skin. How the complication goes on. How is the situation? See the 5 types of disease in a syndrome, a MI syndrome. So if something is related to them, during winter, it's related to bones, and during spring, it may be snooze, and summer it regards the vessels, and late summer, it's the muscles, and autumn is the skin. This is what we get into the information when we read these chapters. So when we go through these chapters, we understand everything. So I was trying to come as close as possible, but certain things were not there, so I couldn't do that. So I'm sorry about that. So the next evil which we say about the internally in 5 solid Vesras and 6 hollow Vesra. What does chi makes it to look so? What is it? The questions are very good. 5 solid Vesras all have correspondence with the exterior, respectively. They correspond with the exterior part of the body, outer part of the body. So they communicate more with nature than the internal. So, and the disease evil, you just imagine an evil that lingers long isn't removed. It should be removed. If a disease come to your body, if it's coming in the internal pathogens, or it's coming as a food, it's coming as water, it's coming as oxygen. It should be removed through the external correspondence. This is what it says. The correspondent of the solid waste gas is that long isn't removed with the internal stay in the correspondent of solid waste gas. So, if not cured or completely by evil chi, bone will linger in the kidneys. See what happens, a cold comes to you, you stand in a cold, that comes, enters your body. If the cold is not taken off from your body, the cold will accumulate or get stagnated or gets standard on the bones. While the bones are covered with a cold, the function of kidneys are being affected because that is hardness there. The kidney has to make a more effort to make the smooth flow or create the bone marrow. Because it's cold, the work, manufacturing work or the working system is delayed because of the coldness. I told you the production has to have heat transformation makes production. Cold stops. You have to understand the basics or fundamentals of acupuncture and acupuncture science. So let us have a small idea of the eye syndromes here. In chapter 43 it says, and in Ling Shu chapter 27 it says, and the next thing, Jew, the word Jew again says in the chapter 45. What is Jew? The chapter 45 says, because see, I like to read the entire book or give you the examples, but time doesn't permit for people to listen or they don't have a sufficient time. What is it? Now you see this type. The change of 5 solid vestra make the patient suffer from this basis. Lung governs the skin and the body hair. Heart governs the blood and blood vessels of the body. Liver governs the sinew and membrane. Spleen governs the muscle of the body, and kidney governs the bone and marrows of the body. So lung chi heat will wither lobes, makes the skin air weak, thin, rapidly. If the lung chi heat, if there is a lot of heat in the lung chi, it withers the lobes, makes the skin air weak. So somebody is having an app for body. I'm talking about body app for. Please don't think of head app for, because we say it's the body, air of the body. If the air is withering, it's falling, it's the body air. It's regarding to lungs, which I didn't see. The yellow empire says it. So lung chi is too much of heat is there. That's what it happens. If it's thin, stagnation, heat is caused this. Again, when you say heart chi heat makes the chi of lower blood vessels ascend reversely, and then the lower vessels are deficient, that leading to this problems. So understand those appear joint stiffness, shaky faculty, and falling to step ground. Liver chi heat makes the patient suffer from gallbladder leakage, bitter mouth, dry snooze membranes, and spasms contract of the snooze, leading the snooze to that. So each organ you have to read appropriately, understanding the basis, fundamentals, right way, so that you give a proper treatment, do it very clearly, and be a successful healer. Okay. So this is what Juke says. Solin and edema. So link you again 57 and Suen in chapter 14 and 61 says about the solin edema. Solin, what is a swelling? What is an edema? We think edemas are swelling and swellings are edema. What are the differentiation? What is solin and edema? What are the connectivities and how they are connected? And the word dan, you hear this word in Suen 47 says about the dan Mania and Ling Shu says about 22, and Suen chapter 46 and 47 says about the mania. So when we read a lot of books, so we think so diagnosing methods in Suen in chapter 11, 17, 18, 19, and 77 says about the diagnosing methods. In Ling Shu in chapter 49, we see about the diagnosing methods. Treatment principles and methods. Treatment principles and method in Suen. You can see in chapter 5, 12, 65, and 74. Formulation, treatment principles, and the formulations are mentioned in Suen, which is in Suen, the formulations are in 70 and 74. Healthy lifestyle in Suen we see in chapter 1 and 2. That's very important. So first, you have to understand the 13 formulas or the formulas. You say ta, ta yin ya lo, lu yi. So this one formula, which is very important for you, if you go through the books or the education system, you will be understanding. So what is Zong or Zhang, Zong Jing or Zhang Jing and HUANG Di Nei. Development of treatment principles, harmonizing yin and yang, protecting stomach chi. See, the first essential thing, how you harmonize the yin and yang, how are you going to protect your stomach chi? Treatment according to time, area, and the individual. Don't treat according to the see. Look at the time, area, and the individual. Don't give a treatment just like that because I told you a point. I given you a mini acupuncture point student. Early treatment is one thing. Tonification, warming, clearing, harmonizing. So all these types of treatments you have to understand. Treatment of bio and ben, improvement, improving the occasions. So when we are administrating medicine, one, the health is 60% recovered. When we are administrating medicine, one's health is 60% recovered. Withdrawing the extreme toxins. When you remove the toxins, the health is 70% recovered. So understand the recovery. So withdrawal of moderate toxin, one's health is 80% recovered. Moderate toxins. See, administrating medicines, one's health 60% will recover. Extreme toxins, withdrawal of extreme toxins, 70% recover. Again, I said withdrawal of moderate toxins, 80% it will recover. Withdrawal the mildly toxins, one's health 90% will recover. Withdrawal of non-toxin specific food, diabetics, remedies, regeneration, follow principles, physician successful. This is how you can be. This is the most curable things, which you can see the rules which we do for a treatment. So understanding development of treatment methods, application of improvement occasions, development of herbal treatment, development of acupuncture and other treatments. Whatever treatment you are. So that's what we say. Development of herbal modification. Modification according to the disease, modification according to the individual, modification according to the time. That's what we say, according to the time. Modify it. That's how you do a wonderful treatment. And that's how you can be a good healer. So this type of information should be gathered, given to you, and you should read, as I said, Ling Shu appropriately, the spiritual pivot or whatever that, so that you can get what is Ling Shu, a great deed of the Ling Shu, what Ling Shu's got to say, and How we can apply these indications or these methods which is given to us, which is told to us. So whenever we say, when I go to the Ling Shu, I like to take some historical events, like when I say it's Ling Shu or Great Shu. So whenever I go for that, I like to take some indications of the Ling Shu. The Suan and the Ling Shus are very super books. As I told you, the theory is wonderful. It's all correlated in the Han dynasty. You have to go understand the Han dynasty, which was the Han Di Nei Jing completed, and you have to look into the historical in that dynasty. And once you go into that dynasty, you get a lot of informations. I tell you, my dear friends. So when you go, you look into historical events or historical chapters. What it says, the Han dynasty is a very great deal of the golden age of Chinese, followed by Qin dynasty or says Han dynasty followed after that, and followed by the three kingdoms. But we say over 400 years we see this dynasty there, and the civilization, what has happened, what is the formula, everything. So we are talking about Han dynasty, which is very very important in understanding the culture in a deep way, which will definitely give you a great ideology so that uh, you can understand appropriate the golden period of Han dynasty, and how you go to understand the when the Great Wall of China was built and how they protected the people. So it is all about what you know about the Han dynasty. And as I said, it's a very great privilege to have you here, talk to you again. The great dynasty of like Han dynasty, because it's about the empires, it's about culture, it's about development, it's about the the name actually is UN, and you can see a lot of Chinese name come into the picture of your treatment. So it is the empires which gave a great uh, title of dynasty, and I see a lot of development happening in China after that particular dynasty that puts everything. So thank you for being with me and following me. Hope you like this small introduction. It's not a versatile introduction, but this would help you. And if you're into, we can carry on with our lessons. If you like to follow in English, you can follow my lessons. Also, it's going to be available in English very soon, and in Tamil is going to be there. So please subscribe and ask your friends to watch it and get a lot of knowledge in acupuncture science. Thank you. Bye bye.